Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nicholas Malson, and welcome back to the Smile Once Again podcast. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you have enjoyed this past week, especially the fact that it was Easter, and hopefully the celebrations went really well. However, the cool thing is that the Orthodox Christians are celebrating Easter this Sunday. So, happy Easter again to those who are celebrating it this weekend instead. By the time I'm recording this episode, it is 11:25 a.m. on the 24th of April 2022, which makes it Sunday. I do not think this is going to be a long episode, mainly because I need to study quite a lot today, but I want to stick to the tradition and to the routine and release at least this kind of episode just so you have something to listen to for a little dose of optimism and positive vibes for the upcoming week. So I hope this is okay. Just a quick reminder, the best way to communicate with me will be on YouTube. If you visit my channel called Smile Once Again Podcast, you'll be able to leave a comment in any of my videos, and there will be a chance for your comment to be read out in the next episode. Or if you want a more direct and potentially anonymous conversation, you can send me an email. My email address is smileonceagainpodcast@gmail.com. That's smileonceagainpodcast@gmail.com. Hopefully, I will be able to respond to your email as soon as possible. And yeah, fingers crossed, everything will be okay. So either YouTube for more public conversation or email for more personal conversation. I hope this makes sense. Right, so what am I studying for? Tomorrow, which will be Monday, is going to be perhaps the most important day in quite a while, as I have been preparing myself for the exam, which would decide whether or not I'll be eligible for my citizenship. As I wanted to become a citizen for quite a while, in order for me to do so, I need to complete 2 exams. First one is the exam that just tests my knowledge of English as a language, so listening and speaking, which I actually had this past Thursday, and I have passed, which is excellent news indeed. And the second exam, which is going to happen tomorrow, is going to be for the life in the UK. What this means is that this exam tests your knowledge of history of the country, as well as knowledge of its culture, religious practices, and government, how the government works in the basic terms. Now, what I know for a fact is that the exam tests your knowledge based on their official guide. And if you do study that guide quite well, you should be able to answer the questions simply and with ease. The questions are usually, or not just usually, but always should be the multi-choice questions. So you just need to make sure that you select the right answer. And yeah, they can basically touch all the topics that are mentioned before. So history, culture, arts, government, religion, that kind of stuff. I have been practicing quite a lot for the last couple of weeks, and overall I think I've been doing okay, but there are a couple of areas that I just need to chisel on. Hence, I have dedicated this entire day today just so I could properly practice and just make sure that I'm doing okay. I've got lots of resources for that. So I've got the guide itself, I've got the practice book, I've got the application on the phone. So I have lots of opportunities just to practice, and hopefully this will help me out quite a lot. Also, I think I may have discovered an interesting technique that I am going to implement to identify the exact areas where I have been making mistakes frequently, or more frequently, so they say. Just going to go through the answers that I've provided so far in multiple practice tests, and I will discover specific areas which I've been making lots of mistakes. I will then collate it into one report, and this should hopefully identify the most frequent areas where I have been messing up. And then I'm going to chisel these and go through them in much more depth than the other areas. And then when I'm more confident with these, I will then chisel up the remaining areas just to make sure that I am confident in all of the aspects of this exam. And that should hopefully help me out to complete this test, because I just want to prepare and just do it once and not worry about it again. So we shall see how it goes. So yeah, hopefully this method will help, and perhaps this method can be used in other exams and other tests that either myself or yourself will be going through. So you can just identify the weak spots and just work on them more. Because I think this is what training is all about, and studying in general. It's not just about training and becoming better. It's about identifying your weaknesses and work on them. So you may still not have strong areas, but at least you will be more prepared in case if these weak areas are going to be tested upon. I think this is something that makes your training more useful and more efficient. I think, well, referring to Bruce Lee, who has mentioned that he is not afraid of someone who knows 10,000 fighting techniques. He's afraid. He was more afraid of a person who practiced one technique 10,000 times, because only then a perfection can be reached, or not a perfection, but at least, the technique will be perfectly chiseled on. So I think I'm going to use this approach. Obviously, I don't have enough time to practice my weak spots 10,000 times now, but I feel personally confident that I will pass this test. And it is also important when you go and take exams that you feel confident. Always make sure that the confidence is not fake, because confidence needs to be earned naturally. And certainly don't lose your head over it. Still keep focused, still stay focused, but be confident. Because if you keep doubting yourself, you will always make mistakes in the places where you weren't supposed to make mistakes. And that should hopefully help you go further in your life, whatever you're doing. So yeah, studying is the key, and this is something that I'll be occupying myself for this entire day. Also, I will take frequent breaks, because if I study non-stop, I will obviously fail. So I've heard of this practice called 25 and 5. So studying 25 minutes, and then 5 minutes I'm just, resting and just occupying myself with something that isn't a study. And hopefully this should work out for me. Yeah, confidence, 25 and 5, and identifying weak spots. I think this is enough for me to pay attention to, and hopefully this is going to be enough for you to think about when you are studying or training or just practicing. So yeah, quick note before I go. I have actually updated my channel, the original channel. Um, I'm not ready to share it yet in here in my podcast, but I have shared a link to this podcast on my channel. So I do hope there will be more people coming in and listening. If that's the case, welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying your stay. Hopefully you will enjoy this podcast. But there will be some projects that I'll be working on. But for now, it's just studying and other things that I need to focus on first. Right then. Sorry for another short episode, but you have to understand this is quite important for me. I have been waiting a very long time, lots and lots of years to get to this point, so I don't want to mess this up. With that being said, I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope you have enjoyed your stay, and you will enjoy your stay further in the next episodes. Hopefully, there will be more to talk about when we gather together again next Sunday. So, all I want to wish for you all is, again, happy Orthodox Easter and the best of luck with what you're doing. And I wish you lots of opportunities where you can find your true passion and gather as much inspiration as you can. Because for a true artist, what is important is inspiration. Without inspiration, you're not going to get anywhere. This has been Nicholas Malson, and once again, have a fantastic week, have a lovely rest of the day, and keep smiling as much as you can, and keep thinking about good things. Life may be cruel and unjust, the world may not be fair, but at least we can enjoy the sunsets. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.